Hello and welcome to another Form and Function webcast on social engineering. This time we are going to be covering the grandfather, I think, of social engineering, which is our inbox marketing. So first off, just what we mean about inbox marketing is email marketing, but we change the way that we talk about it so that we can change the way that we think about it. If I was to say that we're going to go over email marketing, you might think, this isn't 1998, I'm not interested in that. But realistically, in today's world, through inbox marketing, it still has some of the best analytics for us to be able to reach back to our customers and see how effective our campaigns are, and it still has one of the largest reaches. All right, so let's get into inbox marketing. There are some things that never change. If you've listened to any of our other webcasts on social engineering, you hear us talk about the 3 C's. The 3 C's are always going to be a part of whatever platform we're talking about. These 3 C's are your content, and content is what you're sharing. So in this case, what are we putting into our emails that we're sending out to our clients? Next is our context. What is the larger meaning of this? I always think, especially with inbox marketing, it is so much easier to target your message that it really allows you to bring a lot more value to the reader. See, if we're going to be sending out a message about perhaps launching a new color shampoo and conditioner, it makes no sense to send that information to people that don't color their hair, right? Why waste the email? Why annoy them with something in their inbox? So let's look at the larger meaning of what we're trying to send to the people that we're sending it to. And lastly is commerce. The whole point of doing any sort of marketing campaign, whether we are talking about inbox or Facebook or Twitter or anything like this, is to try and get people to do business with us, right? I think that we could all agree to that. So how easy are we making it for our guests and people to be able to do business with us? It's really important that they're able to do that. Okay, so why would we want to use inbox marketing in the first place? Isn't it all about Facebook nowadays? Well, email is ubiquitous, right? You need one to sign up for everything. In some cases, we probably have 5 or 6 different email addresses because we have one for different things, for work or personal or your spam account, right? So email is everywhere. What's interesting is that 45% of emails open on mobile devices, and we know that that's only going up. This, as a marketer, is a huge advantage. Everybody always has their phones on them at all times, right? If it's outside of your arm's reach away, you start freaking out because you can't get to it. So if that much email, and it's only going to go up, is already open on mobile devices, that's fantastic because we want to be able to reach people with our message. Now, here's one that is an advantage and disadvantage. There are 204 million emails sent every 60 seconds. There have been times where as much as 80% of all email has been reported as spam. So this is an advantage because people already know and understand how email works. It is a disadvantage because you already get a lot of email, right? So we need to be really, really good with our content and our context that we are going to be able to deliver messages of value to people that they're actually going to look forward to getting our email. And lastly, is it's easier to target your message, all right? Make it personal. And this is really where I believe the context comes into play a lot. If we're going to be doing a monthly newsletter and it's going to contain information on maybe the latest color trends or color techniques, it might be a good idea to remove the guys from that mailing list, right? A guy probably is not going to be interested in that. Or if you're doing a keratin smoothing treatment, men probably aren't interested in that. So delivering the right message, just as you would if you were in the salon. Would you talk to that guest about that service? No. Well, then don't email them about that new service either. So how can we find out or get the information for our guests in order to be able to email them? What we do in our salon is we have our guest profile. Now, this may be something that you have in your salon. Many people, it's on an index card, on a clipboard, and when the guest walks in for their first visit, you hand it to them and they, fill it out. That's a perfectly fine way of doing it. It's just a little old school. We love embracing technology and creating new ways to enhance the guest experience in our salon. So we create a guest profile. So it's a little web app that runs on our browser. We hand our guests an iPad mini. They're wowed by the fact that we're utilizing technology in such a new and fun way that they've never experienced in a salon before. And when the guest fills out the information, you'll see that we have a section dedicated to social. Right? We want their email, we want their Instagram, and we want their Twitter, because this will allow us to engage with them in fun and creative ways online, in addition to giving them a great in-salon experience. If you would like this built out for you, it's something that we can provide and build a guest profile for your salon. All right, so looking at Facebook, right? Everybody thinks of Facebook as being the #1 social platform, and maybe if you're going to say social platform, it is. But in terms of tools, look, you need an email in order to log in. You need an email in order to sign up. And so the reality is that anybody that has a Facebook account has an email address. It's that simple. You've heard me say a lot about mobile. And if you're like me, this is how you discover a lot of your email, right? It's in your pocket. So we want to make sure that the messages and the content that we're delivering looks great on a mobile device, first and foremost. If it looks good on desktop, that's a plus, but we really need it to look great in people's pockets. All right, so what does that even mean, designing for mobile first? Well, what I mean by that is I want to see big images. Right? I want that image to pop off the screen and just capture my attention as soon as I see it. And it's kind of like real estate, where the bigger the piece of land, the more value. That's kind of how the image is. If that image overtakes the screen of the phone, it's going to be a valuable image and people are going to want to see it. Next is the text that you choose. I love typography, so I'm always looking at different texts and how easy they are to read. But it has to contain text that is easy to read on a small device. Nobody's going to pinch to zoom or try and magnify whatever marketing message you're sending to them. If they can't see it, they're not reading it. And a clear-cut call to action. What should they do with this email? Okay, maybe it's watch a video. Maybe it's reserve now. Whatever the case may be, read this blog post. Whatever it is, you want to have the email message be very clear-cut in terms of, now that they've received this email, they've opened it, they've read it, what are they supposed to do now? So I've got some examples from our salon, as well as just some things that hit my inbox from time to time that I want to share with you. This was a holiday marketing email that we put out last year. All right, happiness doesn't result from what we get, but from what we give. Perfect message for giving gift cards, I think. For today only, get a free $20 bonus gift card for yourself when you purchase a $100 gift card. Buy now. All right, so you can see in this message is a holiday promotion. This, to give a little bit more insight into this, this went out on our Black Friday promotions. Now, we don't normally do much of a discount with our services or anything like that. So by doing a one-day event, it made it a little bit more important. We've sent this message out in the past, and you know what? We would have some of our VIPs, or the people that come to see us very often, buy $400 or $500 worth of gift cards, just so that they could get the free $80 or $100 worth, and then they would end up keeping them for themselves. So that promotion actually didn't really work very well. Like, yes, you would sell some gift cards, but you know what? You ended up giving away the promotion to people that you knew were already going to be coming to see you. All right, so when we did this one, what we did was we removed those people from our mailing. Right, so we sent this only to people that had only been to the salon one time. See, I was okay with those people using the free bonus gift card because they were going to have to come back for a second or third visit in order to do it. So, thinking about targeting, that's why this is more powerful. If I were to put this on Facebook, anybody and everybody would be able to see it. There would be no targeting necessarily, unless I built out an ad post or something like that. But with Inbox, I'm able to do different things with different filters depending on your platform. And just so everyone knows, we use Salon transcripts as our in-salon booking, management, and marketing email platform. Here's another example. All right, now this is from a wedding service here in Chicago. I'm not even totally sure what it is. I think we signed up for it at one time just because we were getting into weddings, and it was in and around our city. But if you can kind of squint and see, like, there are some beautiful images of dresses in there, right? They've got some great pieces, but the imagery is so small, it just doesn't capture your attention. And the text, to be honest, I can't read because it's so small. And lastly, if you look down in that bottom right hand corner, if you see that sort of like barcode looking thing, that's a QR code that you scan with your phone, and then it takes you to a website. How would I ever possibly be able to scan that with my phone if I'm reading my email on my phone? It just doesn't make any sense. So this to me is an example of a bad mobile email. I can't see the photos, I can't see the text, I don't really know what it's about, so I'm just going to either dump it, unsubscribe, or just move on to my next one. This is one that I do really enjoy. It's from a company called Thrillist. And Thrillist is really good about giving city guides around various cities like Chicago, New York, and etc. This one was one that they were doing about travel. And I don't know how to snowboard, but just seeing that image of this guy doing this cool snowboarding trick makes me want to go. All right, you can see the image just pops. The text is very clear, so you can easily start reading it. And so I think that Thrillist here is a good example of how to keep your email clean. Here's one. In our salon, we utilize Paul Mitchell products and tools quite a bit. And so this was an email that they sent out last year, trying to give salons a bit of holiday inspiration when it came to the decor. I think that it's a pretty good email, right? We got great models with their sparkle sign building into the holidays. We've got that Christmas tree in the back built out of the packages, the holiday packages. Sort of fun text and a really great clear-cut call to action of see the gift guide. So again, just a really nice example of context. It came out just before the holidays, so that's great. If you would get this email in July, you'd probably be like, I'm not interested in the holidays yet. And a clear-cut see the gift guide, so you know exactly what you're supposed to do with the email. Bed Bath & Beyond, though, not really so good, right? There's a lot going on in this message. And I think that this is a mistake of almost treating an email like it's a website, right? There are, 6 different articles on this, plus links to different parts of the website. You know, if you would have sent this out and done one email for these different things, it actually probably would have been better because it would have been more clear. You would have had a better understanding of what you were getting. All right? There's just too much going on. The text itself isn't very clear either. It's a little light in order to be read real easily, and the text that is overlaid on those cranberry muffins is just a little crummy. So I do like puns and stupid jokes like that. So, but anyway, just not a very clear-cut email here. One of our inspirations for a lot of our marketing is Apple. You know, we talk a lot about needing mentors, and maybe you have mentors for your personal life or your professional life. I love choosing mentors for everything, and Apple is a huge mentor in a number of different categories, but certainly marketing is one. This was Apple's email on their Black Friday. Right, so the one-day Apple shopping event is today, November 29th. Shop online and get fast, free shipping. With a real nice clear-cut shop now. They got that great imagery of the iPad with the earbuds turned into a bow. Very cute. I think that they just do a great job with their marketing. And the fact that Apple never discounts when they tell you that they have a one-day shopping event today and they're going to give you $9 off an iPad. You're like, oh my God, I need one. Right? And I really do mean that I take a lot of inspiration from them. If I were to show you theirs and ours, theirs and ours, I think you start to see the influence that they have for us. Right? So pick mentors for different categories and see what type of influence you can get from them. And this is a case in point where I love saying that you have to have a big business mind but a small business heart. And Apple certainly is a very big business, and they have people that have a pay scale way higher than what we're able to provide in the salon for a marketing team. So if we look at what they're doing and how we can adapt it, I think that that's just a win-win for us. I got this email and it is from Frank and Oak, which is a men's fashion retailer. Now, looking at this, what I love is the imagery, right? This particular email was all about denim and how to wear denim different ways. I don't love the text, right? But a very clear-cut shop now button there. So this is kind of a win and not a win in different categories. But as I scrolled through, they're showing all these different outfits, right? On all these different ways to wear denim. And I thought, man, how cool would that be to do something just like this, but show different curling irons? Or if you guys have one of those that, like we have a 3-in-1 iron with Paul Mitchell, where what if we showed off all the different barrels that come with that iron and what you could do with it, and then link those out to YouTube videos or something like that. Like, this would be an incredible campaign to do in order to be able to deliver great stuff to people's inbox and then push them back into things that we are currently doing in the salon. All right. So speaking of things that we're currently doing in the salon, I want to share some of the campaigns that we do at our salon in Chicago, the Hair Loft. All right. So this is our email program. All right. This is our once a month men's guide to a successful lifestyle. How's that for a title? All right. So in this particular example, this is when we were launching our new men's shampoo heavy hitter from Paul Mitchell's Mitch brand. All right. It has a very rich cedar and agave scent. So what we wanted to do was take a little bit of inspiration from GQ, is where this came from actually. GQ is the de facto when it comes to men's fashion, but they also have a lot of lifestyle things. Restaurants, technology, cars, sports, all sorts of different stuff. So what we try to do is we try to tie 3 or maybe 4 articles together, while one of them being salon specific and the others giving value to the other aspects of a men's life. Okay, so in this example, we're launching Heavy Hitter, right? So the first article there is going to be about the features and benefits of this new clarifying shampoo. So how can we stick to this theme of cedar and agave? Well, I just did a little Google search and I found this company that made this cedar bike rack. And I thought that actually looks pretty cool, right? So it's this handmade cedar bike rack that would be really convenient, probably for people living in the city, just wall mounted, and it's made here in America, right? So kind of a cool item. So we put that in there, and then of course it links out to the Elevate Woodworks website, so if people wanted to find out more information or make that purchase, they could. Next one here is we found these cedar ball air fresheners, again from a company here. I think that they were based out of New York, but it turns out that these cedar balls are really great for just dropping in a closet, a sock drawer, a gym bag, and what they do is they absorb a lot of moisture and odor and replace it with a really nice cedar scent. Again, that cedar scent ties back into the shampoo that we are trying to promote. And lastly, because we also wanted to talk about the agave, is we found a recipe for the perfect margarita. Right? And so certainly with Paul Mitchell and John Paul DeJoria's influence with both Paul Mitchell and Patron, that's kind of a nice tie-in for us if you're a Paul Mitchell salon. But I think that you get the example that we're trying to set here, is that we took one theme and then we kind of executed it with different ideas. Okay, here is one that we sent out for the holidays. Right, we'll be here a few extra days this season. It's really important to inform the masses. You know, we always want to make our holidays sort of the busiest and best time of the year for us. Okay, so even though this is a big time of the year, you'll notice that the tone of our email, it takes a bit more of a casual tone. It's not, hey, check out our holiday hours, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. You know, I think that when things have a bit more of a casual tone, you have a better chance of getting more reach out of them. Okay, so with the upcoming holidays, we just wanted to let you know about our upcoming hours. We're looking forward to sharing the holidays with you. Reserve now. All right, and so then it's just a matter of some artwork that we did, that we put together to show off the hours that we'll be here. you know. And what's great about this is we're tying this back into the salon with just sort of the artistic theme that we're doing. And so in the salon right now, for the holidays, all of our decor is all these sort of gold ornaments, right? So it kind of ties back into the email message that we sent them and some of the imagery that we have in the salon. All right, so just a couple of ideas for you. We also, because of salon transcripts, we're able to have some that are automated that go out daily. It is one of my favorite pieces of the email and marketing platform that Salon Transcripts provides. They're not a sponsor. They should be. I love their service. But this is just what we use, and it works really, really well for us. All right. So first one is birthday wishes. This is something that we set up, and again, going back to that guest profile, if you rewind or just remember, one of the questions that we ask is, when's your birthday? And it is exactly for this program, so that on their birthday we can send them a happy birthday, and we can give them a little $10 in take home, so that they can off their next product or tool purchase save a little bit of money. Happy birthday, right? Next is something that we send out to all of our guests on their first visit. Right? It was great to meet you. Our goal is to enhance people's lives by building people's confidence. They're able to have better, more successful lifestyles. And again, look at the email subject. It was great to meet you. It's not a big deal. It's not a big in-your-face like, hey, yesterday was awesome. It's just a little, welcome to the Hair Loft. We were really happy to have you. And then we put our links to all our various social media outlets in the email as well. This one has got to be one of our most important and most successful. All right? Just a heads up. Now, if you got that email, you'd probably want to open it, wouldn't you? So this goes out automatically every 5 weeks to people that do not have their next reservation set up. Now, you can change the amount of weeks, but I like 5. All right? We wanted to let you know that it's been 5 weeks since your last reservation and you don't have a future one reserved yet. See you soon. Reserve now. How clean cut is that email? If you get this, you know exactly what to do. It actually works so well that some people don't pre-book in the salon, but they wait to get this email, which is fine with me. As long as people are coming back with a high frequency, that is the ultimate goal. All right. This one goes out to those that rave about us. They recommend us to their friends, their family, coworkers. We heard you were talking about us, and we want to thank you. Because you've raved, you'll receive $10 off your next visit. And then you can see we've got 2 links in this one, which I know some people might say, but Ben, you said to have a clear-cut call to action. I think that this one is okay because the call to actions are still very clear, and the context here is really important. So in this, if somebody raves about us, they're recommending us to people, we're going to give them that reserve now button. But you see the second one says share on Yelp. I want the people that love us and that are already recommending us to be going out onto Yelp and sharing their experiences with people. If they love us, that's exactly the type of people that you want to be promoting you online and spreading that word of mouth. Here for our academy, we do one, we call it Form and Function Inbox. You can subscribe at ffsaloneducation.com/inbox. But really what it is a once a week opportunity to turn your inbox into a classroom. We are going to be continuing to put out a lot more content, whether that is marketing or cutting, color, or styling. But it is a way for us each week to turn your inbox into a small classroom and give you something to learn from in a small 5-10 minute increment. We do not take lightly the fact that you have subscribed, so we always want to be giving you something that is quality and something that you can actually learn from in the real world. So we would love for you to subscribe and join the hundreds that already have. All right, so when it comes to you designing your own campaign, all right, here are some things that I want you to think about when you're developing a campaign with a purpose. What is your goal? All right, ultimately, why would you be sending out this email? Maybe it's to launch a new shampoo. Maybe it is to talk about a new service, talk about new trends. But I just want you to have a very clear-cut goal as to what you're trying to achieve by sending out this campaign. Next is your content and your context. Now, I like doing our own photo shoots, right? It helps with the creative side of things and tying your images back to your salon. But if you need to borrow from maybe your manufacturer, or borrow from a photo shoot that maybe one of your stylists did outside of the salon, if they're okay with the salon using those images, that's great. Don't borrow from people that haven't given you their okay. I think that it's just important that we treat other people's work the way that we would want our work to be treated. So, but think about the content that you're going to send, and again, the context. Who is going to get this message? And if your filters or your lists are set up in a way that it makes it easy to remove or add the people that you want, you'll be in a better place in order to send out a very successful campaign. Put in that direct call to action. What is the guest or the viewer supposed to do once they get this? Are they supposed to watch this YouTube video? Are they supposed to reserve now? Are they supposed to buy gift cards? You decide, but just whatever it is, make sure that it's clear cut and that there's only one or two call to actions per email. And think about this. How often are you going to be sending this? Is this a daily campaign? Is this weekly, monthly, yearly? Is it a one-off and that's it? So just think about those things and how they would affect the campaign. If it's a daily campaign, you're really going to have really high level of value to that in order to get people to want to be a part of it. Otherwise, if it's monthly newsletter or something like that, yearly on your holiday hours, just think about what you're trying to do with your goal and how often do you need to have that communication with the guest. All right. There are a few apps that we like, because I know that not everybody is able or knows how to put together all these type of emails. I did mention Salon Transcripts. Again, that is the in-salon booking, inventory, payroll management software that we use that also has a online component, which includes our online reservation system as well as our online marketing and email. But here are a few other apps that we like. WordSwag is a great app that works on your iOS device that allows you to overlay some text on some photos. So you may not be really big into photo editing or know how to do Photoshop and things like that, but WordSwag is great for allowing you to create these images. One that I use quite often to do a lot of our artwork and content creation is Pixelmator. It's a full photo editing app that runs on Mac. It is by far one of my favorites. They did just release an iPad app that I'm just starting to play with, but it is one of my favorites. And the platform that we use for our academy for the form and function inbox is MailChimp. MailChimp is a web platform. And what's great is they do a lot of the setup for you. So if you're afraid that your imagery and your emails won't look good on a mobile device, they actually do a lot to do that for you. And MailChimp is free up until 2,000 subscribers. So what I just think it's amazing that there are so many business building tools out there for us, many of us with small businesses, that are free to use, at least for a while. So MailChimp is free up until 2,000 subscribers. Our guest profile, again, I just want to highlight this. When your guest walks into the salon, they tend to make their first impression in the first 7 seconds that they've walked in the door. And so we really want to deliver as much wow up front as possible. And I think that our guests are always so impressed when we hand them these iPads, because people love technology. And again, it allows us to hit that social circle that we're talking about, and in order to engage with our guests online as well as their offline experience. So if you would like us to set one of these up for you or your salon, we can of course change the colors and drop in your logos and switch up the questions if there's something that you would like us to do, but that only starts at $199. So this has been a Form and Function webcast on social engineering. We would love for you to follow us on Facebook or Twitter, subscribe here on YouTube, or check us out on Instagram. it is our goal to provide the systems and tools and education that salon professionals need in order to live a successful lifestyle. So thanks for listening and watching, and we will see you next time